I'll be honest, Shaka, I never thought if we were ever going to do a race for the top 6 in February, we wouldn't need a number 1.
Yeah.
We've just put them in just because we don't have a number 1 because look
It's
at this.
done.
Look, 22 points. They have been absolutely phenomenal. They can play their under-10s and win FA Cup ties. They can play competition winners in the local Liverpool paper and win League Cup ties. They've had a brilliant season.
Yes.
However, this is our race for the top 6. I want you to give me who you think will finish in 2nd and 3rd, and then we'll go into this kind of race for the Champions League spot. So, who's your 2nd place team?
2nd and 3rd, despite their own hiccups and inconsistencies by their own standards, I'm going to go Manchester City 2nd.
Okay.
And I'm going to go Leicester City in a 3rd.
Okay, I've got a question for you before we get to them. At their best this season, at their best, and them at their best, how close is it?
Oh, how close is it? That's about it.
Because Liverpool...
I guess. Liverpool at their best are better than
But it's
version of City we've seen this season at their best.
It's
No
closer,
question.
isn't it?
Well, yes, it is a whole lot closer. I think once the gap got to a point, through their own makings, through some of their own feelings, I think City just took all eyes off winning the Premier League.
But they're miles ahead of everyone else at their best.
Yes, no question for me.
So Leicester comfortably over Chelsea to finish 3rd?
Yes, comfortably over Chelsea.
Okay.
And again, we could have another discussion about whether Leicester City at their best, how comfortable over Chelsea at their best or whoever else at their best. But they've been far more consistent than everybody else. Again, more reflective of the other club's feelings than Leicester City.
Is it obvious that they'll finish 4th for you, or have you got a sting in the tail?
Listen, I right now have Chelsea in at 4th. It's not obvious, and I say that because last week, a couple of weeks ago, I had Wolves finishing in the top 4.
But you're allowed to make changes like you do in your weekly power rankings.
Well, those are fluid.
Yes.
Let's just say.
Indeed.
But your point was, it's not obvious, and because of how inconsistent by their own standards. You know what you would expect of a club in the top 4. Chelsea have been. Wolves have played, despite a slow start to the Premier League season, I think Wolves right now are looking top 4 worthy.
So are they their biggest challengers for 4th then right now?
No.
So who is?
Right, well, let me say that. I think they will finish in at 5th, though strangely, right now as we sit, they aren't their biggest challenges because of it's a 6-point gap.
I know.
Despite all the criticism we have of Chelsea, they're still 6 points,
points on the board
away from Wolves.
Yep.
To that point, their biggest concern right now is Spurs, who are just 4 points back. But we can make all we like of that very Mourinho-esque win by Spurs against Manchester City. I just feel that this is a Spurs team that continues to struggle with an identity. Built by Mauricio Pochettino. That's the football I think those players prefer to play. I think that's the football that those fans prefer to see. But as you saw on the weekend, it's morphing into a Jose Mourinho team.
Yeah.
Don't really need a whole lot of possession. We'll sit back, we'll defend. You get a player sent off, okay, now we'll take advantage. Or just sit back and play for the 0-0 and hope to hurt you in a counter-attack. Or set piece. That is totally in contrast to what we've come to expect of Spurs. So I feel we'll see more inconsistency from them between now and the end of the season, which is why I say right now Chelsea most concerned about Spurs because of the only 4-point gap, not as concerned about Wolves. 6 points is a big gap to make up, even with them being as inconsistent as they are.
It's finished with 2 huge teams, because if this happens, in whichever order, one of them is going to be 8th. Maybe even lower.
Yeah.
Who's it going to be?
Right now, Arsenal. And listen, I understand Arteta and the work he's trying to do and what he's trying to build there, but they've just given themselves too big a mountain to climb. And Manchester United, again, as critical as we've been of them, I don't think Ighalo addresses any of their immediate issues. I somehow think they continue just to put together enough wins, pick up enough points, to see Arsenal stay below them.
And finally, in a word, will they finish above either of them?
That
is your word.
I tell you what, I'm going to go yes. Okay. And the reason I say that, as good a season as it's been, they've been difficult to beat. And of the other three, or the other two involved, their run-in is the easiest of the three.
Some great games coming
They've got the easiest of the run-ins. Yeah. They won't blow anybody out. That comes as a surprise to nobody. But they'll continue to be resolute, tough to beat. You see from them as you've seen all season long, and they'll pick up more points in certainly at the very least keeping those at bay, if not putting further distance between them.
63 words, 62 more than you were given, but fine. I appreciate that. Thank you. This is what we've got.
I'm in credit
for the race for the top 6 with Shaka.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.